welcome back to the Animal House. I am the Big Dumb Animal, and I am doing this video kind of a series of different topics that are kind of in the same umbrella, and this is one of the videos about how I believe that seeing all these different countries around the globe moving away from the petrodollar, going to this crypto yuan, Chinese money, is going to be an absolute catastrophe for a multitude of different reasons. Not just because I'm a money grubbing American and I want everything traded in the petrodollar. There's a lot more that goes into it, and it's a far more complicated issue. But I'm just going to do a brief overview, and if we decide that we need to go deeper into it, I will absolutely do that. But for the time being, this disclaimer is the following is a humorous, fictional take. Just my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around, because today we're going to talk about the absolute catastrophe that would befall the world if we dared to think about moving away from the petrodollar from a constitutional libertarian's view. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is this guy so worked up about money? Well, my friends, when you're a true blue constitutional libertarian, you see danger lurking behind every corner. You pay attention to everything because there's ripple effects everywhere, especially when it comes to money. First of all, let's get one thing straight. The petrodollar is the backbone of the American dream. It's the backbone of the global economy. What gives us the right to bear arms, freedom of speech, and the pursuit of happiness. And if you mess with the petrodollar, you're basically messing with the Constitution itself. I mean, George Washington didn't chop down the petrodollar tree so we could start trading in another currency. Now, some of you folks might be thinking out there, well, isn't it a good thing to diversify your currency options? Hey, diversity. That's just a fancy word for weakening our patriotic dollars. We don't need diversification. We need more bald eagles. We need more apple pies. We need more good old greenbacks. We've been hemorrhaging money to this proxy war in the Ukraine to basically put, in my opinion, more money into Biden and his crackhead son's oil assets, and to the Biden crime family, and to other corrupt politicians. And if we switch from the petrodollar, we might as well be inviting big government to set up camp in our wallets. Imagine the horror of the government having more control over our money. The petrodollar is like a big thorn in the government's side. It's a consistent reminder that we are not willing to let them dictate every aspect of our lives. Some now might argue that moving away from the petrodollar could actually lead to more stable global economy. Well, let me tell you something about stability. It's overrated. Who needs stability when you can have the wild ride of economic booms? It's like the most stable way to keep our economy level, because everything has to go back and forth through, or everything around the globe, petroleum-wise, gets traded in our currency. And it also keeps the global stage more stable, because our economy is so strong and we have such a stable government, even though currently right now we're going through some pretty massive issues. But even with this, as shitty as our current leadership is here, and as much as we know they're a bunch of corrupt cunts, we still have the most stable government, stable economy. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it is what it is. But by our economy being stable, with our history, with us being as American as we are, that is what keeps the rest of the globe stable. Like, think about it this way. when our government was more stable, when we had better leadership, the rest of the globe was far more calm. We get this current administration in where we have this bumbling muppet as a president. We have a vice president that her own party can't even stand. Nobody likes this woman. So we have a president and a vice president have the lowest approval numbers of any leader in history. And we know that our president has been doing shady shit. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, the documents are out there. The conventional news is saying, oh, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. But there's plenty to see. And, look, I look at it this way. Back in the day when Clinton got a blowjob in the White House, most true Americans wouldn't give a fuck if the president was getting a blowjob. Why not? He's a fucking president. Stressful job. Who the fuck would want that job? But the thing is he fucking lied about it. You're getting blown by a fat girl in the White House? Good for you, dude. You were doing weird shit with a cigar? Good for you, dude. Like, yeah, he would have had to fucking come out and deal with the Karens about, oh my God, he had sex in the White House or whatever. And it would have blown over. What the big deal was he fucking lied about it. But Americans are funny that way. Like, you can fuck up, admit your shit, move the fuck on. It's not a big deal. Have a conversation. But you just gotta own your shit. And we'll give you a second chance. We're loud, abrasive, bombastic people. Like, that's just kind of how Americans are known around the globe. But back to the subject. The global stage stays stable because of the petrodollar. Other countries are able to grow because the petrodollar is so stable. And with all these countries moving off of it, shit's just going fucking, or is going to become more wild than it is. And it's going to cause our economy to become completely volatile, and then it will cause global economy to be completely volatile. And once again, you have these massive companies, BlackRock, Vanguard. You hear these names over and over and over again, George Soros and WHO and all this stuff. And these people keep popping up behind all these things in the scene. So it also seems like there's a lot of funky shit going on too. So in conclusion, my fellow constitutional libertarians, the petrodollar is not just a currency. It's a symbol of everything that we hold dear. It's a symbol of stability. It's a symbol of freedom. It's a symbol of the liberties that people want to come to the North America, to the United States, to be able to capitalize on. It's like trading our bald eagle for a pigeon. It's time just to stand and protect the sacred petrodollar, because after all, we need to make sure we maintain liberty, justice, and a stable economy for not only us, but for the globe. That's going to be the conclusion for this one. We're going to keep adding to them. Thank you for visiting us. Stop by Twitter, stop by the website, go check out our merch. Everything's very new. Work with me a little bit. I'm going to keep delivering this stuff to you, and we'll grow together. Good talking to you.